Now this year at SciFest you won the Intermediate Technology section for a project that involved quite a lot of making. Would you like to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Last year I entered SciFest and I got my idea from my grandmother who had motor neuron disease. She had difficulty swallowing and there was a problem with her food. It either had to be thickened or blended and sometimes it wasn't at the right viscosity. So I created a circuit that had a multimeter, a battery, a propeller and connecting wires and an electric motor of course. And it's basically the idea is to have a device that could be used at home to measure viscosity or consistency to make sure that their food is at the correct viscosity so that they won't choke.
Okay, so obviously that would have involved a lot of actually physical work and making up that device. So how did you go about doing that?
Well, first of all, my teachers in my school really helped me out. They gave me all the apparatus I needed, but unfortunately finding a propeller was quite difficult. And I went to a few shops. There wasn't really anything available to me. My uncle, he works in UCC in Cork, and he helped me make one, and out of something simple like a biscuit tin, we just cut it and soldered it together, and it was perfect. It was really good. It worked perfectly in the end.
So how important was it for you to have that support behind you and to have people behind you urging you to go ahead with this project?
I think when you're in a project and you're doing it by yourself, you do really need a little bit of help. So my teachers, you know, they encouraged me so much and really motivated me and believed in me that I could do this work. And then, of course, having my uncle, it was really good. And my brother as well helped me a lot, and he's a physicist and he works in London. So like to have that, even that more information from him really helped me out, and it was a great confidence in me as well.
And do you think something like a Maker Dojo would have helped you on your way while you were doing this project?
I think it would have, because like there's a lot that I don't know about electronics and all how circuits work, and I think to have a background information on how things work, it would have made it a bit more simpler for maybe me to understand. And I think like chemistry is great and physics, but I think I need a bit more knowledge of the way things work, you know.
Alright, so what's next for you and your project? Can you see yourselves working forward, and do you think you might come back to the Maker Dojo and use these facilities to move forward?
Well, next year, in 2016, I've entered BT Young Scientist, so hopefully if I get into that, we'll have a great few days up in Dublin in January.
Okay, and finally, can you just describe, you know, what the atmosphere is like here today with all your your peers and kids running around and basically getting stuck in and making things?
It was really interesting because I've never really been to something like this before, and it was great to see that there was so many people interested, and like it was great to have the facilities of Tyndall and seeing the younger, you know, school children was really interesting as well, like because, you know, they looked really interested in what was happening, and I think the stands that they set up was really like current, and they made it really easy to understand, so I thought that was really good.